Welcome back. Well, here we are again, revisiting Rod Rosenstein and the Whitaker appointment. Very strange stuff. Now, thank you once again for your comments and your information. In all the hullabaloo, I didn't realise there were 19 black female judges appointed in Texas, and that's amazing, so amazing. Also that so many millennials ran for office. I think it was 700 or something. Seems like a lot. I'm sure not just in this election, but various elected offices. And the millennial turnout was very good. The youth turnout generally, by American standards, was high. And to state the obvious, they are the future. And basically, if we could just fast forward 12 or 15 years, you wouldn't need psychics, astrologers, or anyone else to tell you. The old fossils in the greedy old party will pass off this mortal coil, and the young ones will take over, because really and truly, the damage they do, it's not just their personal philosophies and values and wanting to impose them on other people's bodies and lives. It's more than that. It's the denial of climate change. You know, that really makes me cranky. And it's here too in Australia. Our main scientific organisation, the CSIRO, led the world in many things, including cochlear ear implants for hearing loss in children and all sorts of marvellous things that they've been doing, and they've had their funding cut to the bone. And now we're funding chaplains in schools, but we're not funding counsellors. You know, it's just this takeover of the religious right everywhere. So, I digress, as I famously do. So, intrepid viewers, here we go. We're looking at Whitaker. Whitaker will be on the left. Who is this guy? And Rosenstein's very strange reaction. When he was interviewed after the appointment, he said it was a superb appointment. And he used the word twice. That's weird. That is seriously weird. Was he being sarcastic? Or when he had that trip with Trump on the aeroplane, did they actually insert a chip or something in Rod Rosenstein? I want to know what that's about, viewers. So, let's ask, shall we? So, we're going to Whitaker, Rosenstein. Okay, first of all, Whitaker. Whitaker on the left. Mark Whitaker, Michael Whitaker, Whitaker. I'll just call him Whitaker to be on the safe side. What's that about? Oh, sorry. Sorry. These are the beautiful Japaridze cards. Yes, let's see. Well, he is a joker, isn't he? And we'll do Rosenstein on the right. On the right. Okay, Rod Rosenstein, please explain what on earth that was about. Yes, he had no choice. Yes, all right then. Okay, now, bang in the middle for Whitaker, strangely enough. I mean, given this is a huge appointment for him and a real feather in his cap, and that he appears to be some sort of sports jock who stumbled through a law degree, or he found it in his Wheaties box, we don't know. But to be acting Attorney General of the United States, what's his response? Disappointment. Pregnant figure. He's actually pregnant with fear. This is not what he was actually on one level expecting. He strikes me as being one of those journeyman lawyers who throw his weight around, a bully boy who happened to have a law degree, and he knows he is out of his depth. He knows this. There's the Two of Swords. It was touch and go. Could have been him or another puppet. It happened to be him. He knows that this is a crossroads, because after this, and he'll perform so badly, his name will be mud, I suspect. This is actually much worse for Whitaker than I actually anticipated. I expected it to sort of be okay short term, but it's not. He also gets the sun looking at his nefarious dealings. The last thing he wants, having made this deal with Trump, and that's what it was, a deal with Trump, is for the torch to be shone on it in the form of the Sun card. He's young in the head. The Jester of Fire, which is like the Page of Wands, he's a bit silly. You know, he's too young for the job. He simply doesn't have the maturity. On top of his small reading is the Seven of Gardens, illusion, delusion. So what happened was he made those very stupid statements that all other lawyers just mocked as soon as he spoke, about what you could and couldn't do to a president. These are debates that are done at a very high legal level, and he's sort of at a popcorn level. He's a child, he's a legal child, and he's also young in the head. So he has no gravitas, and he has no authority, and he is the Attorney General acting. Acting's the word, because he can't do the job. So I come back, before I finish with him, on this central card. He's actually, disappointment is the classic interpretation of this card, but it's more than that. It's a mortal fear. His blood is running cold. This is way above what he is equipped to do. Okay, now we move over to Rosenstein. Let's move Whitaker over and we get a better look at Rosenstein, because this is the real mystery. All right, so in the middle he has the Stranger of Gardens, right? The Knight of Wands. So this is him. In a sense, this is the real Rod Rosenstein as he's seen himself, that he is a public servant of a very high order, he's a patriot who cares about the United States and was very proud of his role in it, and saw himself as still young enough to really make his mark. He'd performed very well in every job he's been in. He's the opposite of Whitaker, right? He's very measured. He's very smart. That puts him out of the Trump camp, you know. He's very ethical. That also rules him out of the Trump camp. So this is the essential Rosenstein. So what was that comment about? Well, as I said, or mumbled when I threw the cards, he had no choice. He was boxed in. He also got the Five of Wands conflict. Not a fun card. As you can see, he was bullied into this. You see the more dominant skeleton, which, as we know, would have been Trump to him. So I guess what I'm saying is his choice was either you get sacked too, or you can stay on, but I'm going to put this guy on top of you. So this card is interesting because it also has the key to the door. the figure's imprisoned, but there's a key to the door. And I think he reluctantly made that choice. What else was acting on him in that choice? The King of Cups. This is a kingly figure. It's also cups, which are emotion and perception. I think he felt it was a sacrifice that he had to make for the good of the country. But he's not. It's a rather sad king in that sense. He reluctantly made the choice because he's got a bigger plan and a bigger deal with Muller. If Muller is the King of Swords, this makes Rosenstein the King of Cups. So, as it's called in this deck, the King of Tides, and he's overseeing these tides of corruption and illegality going on, and he's trying to hang in as long as he can, but he knows, because he gets the Six of Wands, he will be taking flight. So in a way, this is just the last protective gesture. So I think part of the deal was, you can stay too. I hadn't thought of it really, but you can stay too. He goes over the top of you and you've got to convince people that you're on board with this choice. I think that's what happened. But he knows he's playing for time. He is not a stupid man, and he will be going. So this, the Six of Wands, which is the Six of Swords, rowing away from conflict. That's his outcome. Whitaker's outcome, I'll remind you, was the Sun saying, this guy is not qualified. This guy should recuse himself immediately because of the things he's already said. So the irony is Trump appointed Whitaker because of what he said. It will also be the seeds of his removal. Does that make sense? So it's one in the same. The sun shining on his appointment will mean this will bring him undone. Rosenstein, bless him, he's not happy, but he's just hanging in. Who knows, he and Muller would have not one, but several strategic exits in mind. So my take on that, unlike Lindsey Graham, Queen of Swords, he's doing it for the country. That is his genuine motivation, to just try and keep a bit of a sanity in there, to try and keep an eyeball on the crap. That's his role. That's how I see it, guys. Okay, keep those comments flowing. Don't forget your thumbs up. If you would like a personal reading, get in touch. Oh, I just wanted to say too, my readings have a sliding scale of fees. So there are discounts for vets, people who are disabled or on a low income. But also, if you really want a reading and you really can't afford the full fees or even the discounted fees, tell me, write me an email and we can make a plan. I love the readings. I love meeting you guys. We always have good conversations. See you soon. Bye now.